What's going on, Yu-Gi-Oh community? YGO Paladin back here with another video, and today is December 31st, 2022, the final day of the year, and we are going to be celebrating by going over to Paladins and playing some Crystal Beast Yu-Gi-Oh matches. Like, we're going to be playing some Yu-Gi-Oh over there, and I am very excited, not only because it's literally the end of the year and we're going to have a tournament, but I am piloting a hybrid variant now of the Crystal Beast deck with the Advanced Crystal Beast, and last week I did not put a deck profile, like an image of the deck. So here's an image of the deck that I'm going to be playing. It's about 45, 46 cards. I can't remember exactly how much, but I've been like playing like test handing with this, and I do like the combos and all that. However, I am missing a couple cards that I've noticed some people play, like World Sea Dragon, Saryuja, as well as Levianair. Levianair I did order, but it did not come in time, so I'm gonna have to play without it, which is okay. I've kind of been like doing some test hands without the Levianair combo, so it's all right still. I can still get 7 Crystal Beasts, maybe even 8 or 9, and have no problem summoning out the Rainbow Dragon. But I don't know what to expect today. I hope we don't go against a lot of tier limit players, because last time it was bad, just considering that, you know, the times and all that. It was just so many draws, and it was bad. So hopefully we can do a little bit better this time. And then I don't know what to expect with this deck, because once again, I just put this deck together, so I don't really know like I need to get the Advanced Dark out, and then I have the Advanced Crystal Beast, and it's just like, okay, that makes all my monsters dark in the graveyard too, so they could be using the bestial monsters as well, so that could be banishing my monsters from my graveyard, and then I don't have access back to those cards, you know. So we'll have to see how it goes, but I am very excited today, and today could possibly be my last day playing the Crystal Beast. I'm not entirely sure, but I'll have more of it at the end, how I feel afterwards. But I do need to get ready. I did just wake up, but I gotta hit the shower, and then I'm gonna get ready, go over there. And again, I'm just very excited to be playing some Yu-Gi-Oh at the very end of 2022, and I could not think of a better way to close out the year than by playing at a Paladin. So with that, let's head over there. So for round 1, game 1, I play against my favorite deck, Heroes, and unfortunately I bricked very hard. All I have was a Crystal Miracle, I believe, so I set that. Then it becomes my opponent's turn. He normal summons out the Stratos, he gets the Adusted Gold, and then he also has Reinforcement of the Army, and I think he adds a Shadow Mist. Yeah, he adds a Shadow Mist, and he's just gonna go off, guys. Like, he just like has everything. He has the Ferris, he goes into the, like, I have no hand traps, you know, it's a combo based deck, so I have absolutely no hand traps to go into, and he's just going to set up such a big board. I believe he's going to end with like a, let me see, a Malicious Bane, a Absolute Zero, as well as a Sunrise. And he's just like, he puts up that damage. Like, I just bricked so very hard. I believe I only had like Rainbow Dragon, Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon, and a literal Rainbow Dragon. So yeah, my bonus is just going off, and I'm just like, yeah, go ahead, like, go off. I'm not going to scoop it here until I know he actually has the damage. So that's why I'm not like scooping it right now. So my opponent is just like playing his board. You know, he's just playing it, and I'm just like, okay, I just want to see what you actually have. So he does that. Yeah, he goes to Absolute Zero, and with that, he goes in for damage, and I just scoop it from there, honestly. So I was like, yeah, you got game 1. So at which point he does not know what's actually in my deck, so I think I use that to my advantage a little bit. So I go first. I use the Foolish Burial Goods, send the Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. I banish that to search, I believe, Necro Valley and Sapphire Pegasus. And then I activate Rainbow Bridge to the Heart. I normal summon Sapphire, but he has an infinite impermanence, so he negates that. So I use the bridge to destroy my Crystal Beast Sapphire to send to the graveyard, and I add Crystal Bond, activate Crystal Bond to place, Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon at Sapphire Pegasus. So then I normal summon Sapphire, and yet again, he has another infinite impermanence. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I banish my Rainbow Dragon to special summon a Cobalt Eagle, so I can go into a Baguska play, because that's really like what all I can do right now, because he just negated like everything. So I have Baguska and a Necro Valley, so Baguska is really good when you are in a tough spot like that, so that's the best I could do. And then from there, I believe I pass, and then my opponent goes, he draws. Thankfully, he used those infinite impermanences already, so I'm good with that. He sets a card, and then he just tries to do some plays, but again, all the monsters go to defense. He summons out like DPE. He has Dark Law. Dark Law's actually effect was not negated, so I will be banishing some cards from my graveyard that are supposed to go to the graveyard. You know, they're supposed to be banished, because it doesn't negate that effect. It's not activated. So, yeah, anyways, so when I will correct that later as the turn goes on. So I use Rainbow Bridge to destroy my Sapphire in my hand, and I activate the Crystal Bond so I can bounce back the DPE with the Rainbow Bridge to the Heart. And yeah, this is when we were talking about the Dark Law. I was like, oh, okay, so we're going to banish those cards. And then I used the Rainbow Bridge to the Heart so I could bounce back both it and the DPE because one was placed in my Spell and Trap zone. And then from there, I'm just like, okay, there's not really much I could do, so I pass. And I did banish the Sapphire to correct it. My opponent sets another card, he passes. I detach the other unit. And then from there, I activate Rainbow Bridge to the Heart, get the Rainbow Bridge to add... I think ultimate? No. Oh, Crystal Beacon. Okay, yeah, I added Crystal Beacon. I switched my monster to attack position, so I summon out Sapphire, placed it in the Spell and Trap zone from the graveyard, and there was a mistake there that was made, though. I will explain that one right now. But I did do it for damage, so that was actually really cool. And I did correct the issues a little bit afterwards, and I'll explain that in a little bit in the side segment after this. But yeah, this is what happened. I had normal summon Sapphire Pegasus, and I brought a Sapphire Pegasus from my graveyard to the Spell and Trap zone while Necro Valley was on the field. That was not supposed to happen. I did apologize for that. But what it just changed was that I placed an Amber Mammoth from my deck into the Spell and Trap zone, and I would have been able to special summon that one from my Spell and Trap zone and just press for damage. So nothing huge was impacted by it, but it was a big oops on my part, and I did apologize for that mistake that I made during that turn. Moving on to game 3, my opponent goes first, and I have a Nibiru in my hand, and I'm hoping my opponent does 4 summonings. So what my opponent does, he normal summons Vion. He uses effect to send Shadow Mist from his deck to the graveyard, uses that effect to add a Dusted Gold from his deck to his hand, and then from there, he does have Polymerization in his hand, so he activates that to fuse into a Dystopia, and I'm thinking like, oh man, maybe he's going to do less than 4 summons, so he activates the Dark Calling, and then he summons out Malicious Bane, and unfortunately for there, he passes. I'm like, oh, great. Okay, so I was like, making through these cards, and I activate Rainbow Bridge to the Heart, and I normal summon Sapphire Pegasus, activates effect, place another one from my deck to Spell Trap Zone, and I bounce back his Malicious Bane and my Rainbow Bridge to the Heart. I use this effect to pop to search out Crystal Beacon, and I did try to go into like the advanced plays a little bit there, but it just did not work as well because I summoned out Ruby Carbuncle from the Crystal Beacon, but he negated that with infinite permanence. I'm like, I'm going to set a monster and pass. So my opponent's going, he destroys the 2 cards in my back row because of Stratos' effect. So then from there, he's just like attacking. I'm like, yeah, I draw. And then I'm just like, set 1, pass. And my opponent just attacks me directly. I draw 1. I'm like, oh, another Nibiru. I pass. Then my opponent's turn goes. And I'm like, he could have just attacked and go for game. That was all he needed to do. But my opponent is going to go a little bit big here. And it's actually going to cost him because he does end up going into the 5 summonings. And that's good on my part. So he goes into some place here, and I think he goes to the Cross Crusader, uses effect, bring back afterwards. I use the Nibiru, summon out everything. I tribute out every single one of his monsters, and I summon out mine, got him a token, and it was just like, oh, thank God, because he just needed to attack me directly. That would have been game. So from there, I draw the Rainbow Bridge. I add the... Or no, I'm sorry, not Rainbow Bridge. I forgot what I did. But anyways, I just basically going to set up a board where I'm just going to be able to bounce back the token, and I just summon out all the Crystal Beasts in my Spell and Trap zone. And then, oh no, I summon out Rainbow Dragon. That's right, I summon out Rainbow Dragon, and I have enough damage to go for game. For round 2, we play against our buddy Dwayne, and he is piloting his Sprite deck. Now, he is really good with the deck, and he summons out like Nimble. He special summons out one of the sprites. He goes into the Sprite Link monster, and he sends that Nimble from the deck to the grave to summon out 2 Beavers from his deck. And he's just going to the usual Sprite plays. He goes into Gigantic, detaches, summons out Sprite Blue, then he adds the Jet, summons Jet, adds, I think, Smashers? I think he adds the Smashers from his deck to his hand. And he's just going to set up like a really good board. And like I said, I have no hand traps in this deck. It's just a combo only deck, and goes into the IP Masquerena. He sets 2 or 3, and then he passes. And from there, like, I'm trying to play my board. I know he has a Smasher. He has the IP Masquerena. He can disrupt my board. He summons out that red, I think. And I think it's the Monster Negate effect. So I'm like, okay, so I really got to like try to play this. And, like, I do summon out Sapphire, he negates it, destroys it, but I play it back in my Spell and Trap zone. I activate the Rainbow Bridge to add Crystal Beacon. I use Crystal Beacon to attempt to summon Ruby, use its effect, but he has an infinite impermanence, negates that. So I just banish out my Rainbow Dragon, Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon, to summon out the Sapphire Advanced Crystal Beast Sapphire, and its effects are negated, so it will not be destroyed. And I should have summoned an attack mode, because I could have attacked, or at least attempt to attack, and he would be forced to use IP Masquerena. But I didn't do that. I don't know why I did not. So I activate the Ultimate Awakening of the Crystals. I add Rainbow Bridge to the Heart, and from there I use it, but I can't remember if I actually end up like actually using it. I think I was just going to use it as a setup because I have another Awakening. So I set that, and then I like proceed to pass, and then From there, my opponent goes, and then he summons out Swap Frog, uses Swap Frog, send the other Swap Frog, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. And then I was contemplating should I use it there, but I didn't. And then he summons out Totally Awesome. And then from there, he does go into, I think he goes into an access code, or no, not yet. And then like he's just trying to make sure that he reads my cards to make sure that, you know, he knows about the bouncing effect and everything that works. And I was like, yeah, this is how it works, the situation that's going. And then so he's really like deciding like what to do here. And he does go into a rank 2. He summons out Gigantic, and I use the spell card right here to like reveal, but he does negate it with the monster, or he does negate it regardless. And then he has the starter, he summons out Jet, summons out starter, and I was just like, he's just gonna press for damage. He banishes my Rainbow Bridge to the heart, and I'm like, yeah, he's going to do a lot of damage, and he gets a game 1. So I'm like, yep, you got this. So then we go into game 2 where I start. I have a really, really bad hand. Like it was just so bad that he's gonna get this one, and I just like try to play whatever I can. Like I had Rainbow Dragon, Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon, Ultimate Awakening, and then Advanced Dark, or no, not Advanced Dark. Well, I do get the Advanced Dark searching by sending the Rainbow Bridge of Salvation from the deck to the graveyard, banish that to add Sapphire, and I did have Rainbow Bridge to the heart, but it was just like, if these get negated, that's it. You know, I don't really have anything to do, so I'm just trying to go into this Baguska play. I go into a Baguska with Necro Valley on my field, and I'm thinking, okay, at least I got something here. My opponent is gonna one-up me here, and then at the start of his turn, he draws, and then he activates Infinite Impermanence, and I'm like, really? I'm like, shoot. And then he has Twin Twister to chain on that, destroys my 2, and I'm like, yeah, he's going to get this, isn't he? So he summons out the 2 Nimble Beavers because he did discard the other Nimble to do it. So he summons out those 2, and then I can't remember. I think he goes into, no, not yet. Okay, so he normal summons out, like, he summons out something. I really can't remember actually exactly what he did. Oh, he summons out Nimble Beaver, brings out the other Nimble. Then he is contemplating what to link it to, but he knows what he's going to do right here. He's going to link 2 monsters into IP Masquerade, link those 2, go into the Unicorn, bounce back my Baguska, then goes into Access Code Talker, getting that additional attack points, and they activate Starter, and then he's just going to get it. I'm just like, yeah, you got this. So that gave me a loss, bringing my record to 1 win and 1 loss. And yeah, it was rough. It was a bad hand, and it happens to the best of us, but it was just so bad my hand was. So he got it, and I respect that. So he definitely was a good match. It was fun, though. Like, so not complaining whatsoever, but bad hand. That was just so terrible. And yeah, he's just like, because I only had 100 life points, actually, and he's going to attack, and that was just like, yeah, I'm going to scoop it from this point, actually. I do apologize. I meant to say that I did scoop. So I scooped from here, and I'm just like, you got this.
That will never happen.
So I am back. Sorry I have not been able to record as much because most of my matches did take up the entire round and stuff like that. But we did finish up round 3, the final round of the tournament with our 9 players. And I played against my buddy Aaron, who was piloting a Sprite Tri-Brigade deck. And he went first. He got the dice roll, so he goes first. And he sets up his board. I believe he had like Picket Knight. He had the Elf. He had some Tri-Brigade Revolt face down. And he had some other, I think it was that Ancient Warrior Link monster. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, my opponent had a lot of stuff that to interact with my board. And when it went my turn, I had some decent cards too, but my opponent was just like playing a little bit more skillfully, getting rid of my cards, like interrupting my plays. And I'm just like, man, I really can't try to do something here. And when I tried to, it just was not able to do as well. And like ultimately, I just was not able to get a very decent board. And when I thought I was going to get a decent board, at least getting a Necro Valley to my field or to my hand by searching with the Rainbow Bridge of Salvation, unfortunately, my opponent was just able to destroy the field spell. I'm just like, yeah, okay. And then I just went into a Barricade Board Blocker just so I can discard. I went into the Barricade Board Blocker to discard the Rainbow Bridge in my hand. And so its effect was live. So like literally during the end phase, I was just able to recycle it to my hand. And that was like it. All I had was just that monster, and my opponent was just like going off. So he just attacks, and I'm just like, or he doesn't attack, he goes, and then I'm just like, yeah, let's go to game 2. And I think I can't remember if he attacked or whatever, but when we went to game 2, I had a lot better hand, and I was able to just like go off, man. I went off to the boards, the plays that I wanted to, where I did set up like everything just went very well. Everything went like extremely well, and I was just so happy that it actually did. And by the end of my turn, after setting up so many plays and combos, like this is the version that I really love when the deck actually works, that I went into a 4 negate Apollosa, an IP Masquerena, as well as the Ultimate Crystal Rainbow Dragon Overdrive with 7,000 extra additional attack points, so I had 11,000 attack points. And I did have a set, what was it called? Awakening of the Ultimate Crystals. I can't remember what the card was called, but I could use both effects with a live Rainbow Bridge of the Heart, and I had a Necro Valley. And because of that, my opponent just decided to scoop because there was nothing he could do right there. And we did have like quite, the first round took a lot of time, so the first game took quite a lot. So then we went into game 2 and he just immediately scooped because he could not do anything whatsoever. It was a very tough board. So we go into game 3 with literally like less than 5 minutes to go on the time. So my opponent goes first. He's setting up and I had Nibiru in my hand. I was like, yes, let's go. So hopefully he can go to the 5 summons, but he does have the Sprite engine. So I had to be a little bit like, hopefully he can do 5 summons before he goes into like a Gigantic. My opponent does do a starter. He activates starter, and that actually reduces some of his light points. He does take some damage because of that, and he does do the 5 summons when he summons out Gigantic, and because of that, I activated Nibiru's effect right away before he can use the effect of Gigantic. And after that, he scooped. He scooped from that point because he was not able to do any more kind of plays. He said he kind of messed up by doing the starter, and I was like, yeah, kind of, but I did have a lot of cards in my hand like Sapphire Pegasus and Rainbow Bridge. Like, I could have done some more damage as well, so it made sense, and he decided to scoop, giving us game 3 and giving us the record of 2 wins and 1 loss. And it was really cool. That's what I loved about the Crystal Beast deck, when you could actually combo off. I really enjoyed that. And it just worked out very well there. So we're gonna get back in there and we're gonna get our packs. And yeah, it was 9 of us. It was a cool day, so I really did enjoy it. So let's get back in there and hopefully do some trades or something, because there's some cards that I do want to try to pick up from Eric.
Yeah, well, you build it.
I don't know what it does. So on and so forth. Go ahead.
Here. Ooh. Damn.
Thank you.
What a way to kick off the end of the year.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys help support us all year long. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Hopefully they are good cards.
Someone's got to pull some alties out here.
Appreciate it always.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I appreciate it. Show me that card, bro.
Nice. Nice.
Can I see the ulti? You pulled an ulti, too? Nice.
Brothers.
Revenge.
That's Crystal Revenge.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is my,
So all in all, it was a really good tournament. I did like it. We only had 9 players, but hey, that's all we need just to have a tournament. And we did get a lot of OTS packs, and as you guys saw, we got a lot of them. And I have not opened my last 2 from this entry and the last entry, and I got 7 packs, so I'm just kind of hoarding them away. Maybe I'll do something with them. I'm not entirely sure yet, but it's really cool getting OTS packs as your prizes. And it was just a really cool, fun day playing Yu-Gi-Oh! On the last day of the year with my friends and piloting this Crystal Beast hybrid deck. Now, the Advanced Crystal Beast didn't really get utilized as much as I had hoped it would have been, and I also took out like the Ready Fusion, Instant Fusions, as well as those field spells from that Pendulum Archetype. I can't remember what they're called, the Violins, something like that. And it's like, yeah, I kind of understood that. I took them out. I did a little bit better without them, and if I do play this deck again, I might take them out, downsize it a little bit, because I was running out like a 46 card deck, and I mean, it was still good though. I didn't really get to see my one-ofs a lot, so that was actually pretty useful. And I kind of want to go back to playing Heroes, especially for the next video, because I would love to go into the new year with the first tournament of Yu-Gi-Oh! At Paladins with my trusted hero deck. And I do want to upgrade the deck along the way, because we do have a YCS coming in April, I believe, in Los Angeles, and I would love to go to that, upgrade my deck, and we are going to be going through different formats. Right now we're in the tier limit format. I don't know what the Kashitari, whatever those cards are called, I don't know what kind of impact they're going to have, because they could have like a different outcome here when they come to the TCG, but it could be like another format to look forward to, and probably a ban list around that time too. So it'll be interesting. I would like to evolve my deck a little bit, maybe even do like a new series, like, you know, Road to YCS or something like that. And yeah, just take my heroes over there, have fun. Maybe if Danny could come along too, that would be really cool. It would be his first YCS, and it would just be going, having a good time over there. So more than likely, I am going to be switching back to heroes, and I'm going to be playing that for the long haul until like the YCS does happen. Or if I feel like switching up a bit, maybe I'll just like go with a different deck like here and there. But more than likely, I'm going to go back to playing heroes, because I really did miss playing that deck. For as long as I was playing the Crystal Beast. I was playing the Crystal Beast for at least like 2 months now, and like I miss playing my heroes. So Yeah, with that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you did enjoy this video. This was the last video of the year, and it was a really exciting day. I just really loved it, and unfortunately, I was not able to pick up some cards over there, but that's okay. I did the trades. I'm sorry, I did the duels. I got some wins, and we got some packs. Hey, I could not ask for a better way to close the Yu-Gi-Oh season of 2022. And yeah, I'm looking forward to 2023. And let me know in the comment sections what you are looking forward to in 2023. Are you looking forward to the Kashatiris? Are you looking forward to those revamps of the old G sets that are coming out now with the Legendary Collection and Legend of Blue Eyes getting revamped, like with the 25-year anniversary stamp? That looks amazing. I kind of want to pick some of those up for like a collection or something like that. That'd be really cool, or a box opening. I don't know. It's really cool. So I'm looking forward to 2023, and I could not be more excited for what is to come. So thank you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being on this journey with me, and I really hope you enjoyed these videos. I hope to continue to do these and hopefully add a little bit more value to these videos. So there's like more to watch, and like maybe we could do like one-on-one duels and deck profiles. If you guys want to see deck profiles, definitely let me know. I'll probably ask some people, or maybe even my cousin, if you guys want to see his Dolce deck. And yeah, anyways, just thank you so much for your support and just watching my channel. I really do appreciate it. I love making these videos for you guys. And yeah, I really can't thank you guys enough. And I'll see you all in the next video.